Hey yo, what is good everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm gonna be giving you guys more content with Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion is so good, and a lot of people are hating on the Branded Fusion package already. Like, why not take advantage of a package that is just so cheap that you can get from 3 structure decks, right? And even if you don't want to buy the structure deck for whatever reason, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to buy the structure deck? You could just buy these cards. They're pretty cheap. Like, it's not no adventure package BS that you gotta pay like your entire paycheck for it. You don't have to pay like for DPE package or anything like that. To be fair, I'm using Dragoon package. I had the Dragoon package for a long time, and I just didn't have to spend the amount of money on it as much as it's worth. So most of the video today, or even all of the video today, I'm just gonna be using the Dragoon package to show you how strong this Branded Fusion package is. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Oh yeah, before getting into it, I kind of didn't explain what I was gonna do. Today I'm gonna be testing out Branded Fusion package within other decks that can actually use the Branded Fusion package really well, and I pretty much just guarantee that these decks can use this package so well. Like, the first one is gonna be Subterror. Subterror can use this package. Eldlich, don't even talk about it. It can already use Red Eyes package. It can use Branded package as well. And the third one is an actual underrated deck right now. You're gonna have to wait and see. And there's gonna be more support for this deck coming soon within the next core set. Dimension Force, I believe it's called. So now, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, we are in an instance where we are playing the Branded Fusion stuff with Subterror stuff, right? Like, literally, just research the Branded Fusion stuff and just know that you're going to be restricted into Fusion Summoning right after you activate this card, right? Just think about any other deck that just doesn't need anything else besides Fusion Summoning, or it really doesn't even need anything from the extra deck whatsoever, right? So, looking at Hidden City over here, like, I'm pretty new to the Subterror stuff, and I really didn't think about adding the Branded Fusion stuff until like I just kind of like saw these two cards together. I'm all like, huh, these cards really do to go together. So honestly, let's show you how this goes. Branded Fusion, obviously. We're gonna put Albaz to your grave, and a lot of people do lean towards either one of the Hex Heal fusions. I'm pretty sure it's mainly light, but at this instance, let's say Dark Magician, right? The Subterror deck can play both the Branded Fusion and the Red Eyes Fusion package, so I'm just gonna lean towards just Dark Magician right now. You can play literally anything else you want, like, it's up to you. Summon Lubellion, right? Then activate Lubellion effect. Lubellion effect discards for cost, and it shuffles back from hand, field, or grave. And we're gonna shuffle back Dark Magician and Albaz, right? And you pretty much see where these two cards are getting shuffled into. It's gonna be going into Dragoon, right? And then at this point, you just go on with your other cards in, from hand, or you just pass on that. So let's just say you activate your Hidden City, and Hidden City effect activates. You will add a Subterror card, so most likely it's gonna be Guru. You're gonna set the Guru, activate Hidden City to flip out the Guru, activate the Guru effect to add a Subterror card from deck to hand, and either one of the cards could be Subterror Fiendus as a hand trap or Subterror Final Battle. Remember, these two cards are unknown, so depending on what these other cards might be, you just grab the card you want based off of that. If you have a Fiendus already, grab the Final Battle. If you have Final Battle, grab the Fiendus. Like, honestly, this seems really good to me. Like, being able to just have a Dragoon based off of just from Branded Fusion, and being able to access the Red Eyes package as well within the Subterror deck just seems very powerful to me, and is honestly one of the decks that I might be considering towards this meta as well. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight to the next deck that can actually take advantage of this engine. When it comes to the Branded Fusion package, one of the decks that can really take advantage of this package really well would be Eldlich, right? Well, Eldlich already can play the Red Eyes Fusion package to go into Dragoon already. Let's say you have a Dragoon on board already, right? and you have Brand Fusion, blank card, and just Red Eyes Fusion package in grave already because you already activated once, and you have a Scarlet Sanguine, right? So let's just say Brand Fusion. Brand Fusion will send both Albaz and Eldlich to summon your copy of Albion. Since Albion uses a light and Fallen of Albaz, you just send Golden Lord. Golden Lord is a light monster. Yeah, look at that, right? Then you use Albion effect to... You don't really need Red Eyes or Dark Magician when it comes to the Eldlich deck. They basically do nothing else but serve the purpose of summoning Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So Albion banishes from hand, field, or graveyard. So you have these two over here to summon your second copy of Dragoon. So the Eldlich deck can play 2 Dragoons and Brand Fusion package. Seems crazy to me, right? And you're not even done there, because still in your main phase, you activate your copy of Sanguine to set a Golden Lord trap from deck setting it. Activate Golden Lord effect, send the Hakera or any whatever you sent. Add this to hand, summon it. Like, literally, I don't know any other deck that can just take advantage of the branded engine like this, along with the Red Eyes Fusion package as well. Like, being able to have this much board presence and this much control as well, especially just playing the Eldlich deck with just a whole bunch of trap cards, is actually pretty crazy to me. And it might honestly be like a really top contending deck with a certain package as well. So honestly, I might just play this deck too. There's just so many things I want to play with the Brand Fusion package just to see how it works with everything. So without further ado, honestly, there's still a couple more strategies and just a couple tips and tricks about the Brand Fusion package within everything. So let's get straight to it. Even if the fact that this is not like a Eldlich deck, right? You could just like plug in the one copy of Eldlich the Golden Lord, especially the fact if you have like a whole bunch of spell and trap cards that you don't need or already activated in certain spell or trap cards already. Like, you can just like set whatever spell or trap card you really don't need just to summon Golden Lord as a free 35 beater along with everything else you have on board. That just seems pretty free to me. Like, you don't even need to play any like Eldlich cards. You could just play Eldlich. You're fine. It just seems really good to me, for sure. Another deck that I can actually really take advantage of the Brand Fusion package. I just made a deck profile on this recently, and that is Dinomorphia's. Like, right now we don't have the Dinomorphia Rex or the new trap Dinomorphia Frenzy, and even when that comes out with Brand Fusion, like that just seems really unstoppable to me. It really does. It's because like most of the time with Dinomorphias, you're just gonna summon it and just like set a card through Teresia effect and just set the rest of your hand. But with Brand Fusion, you just get a lot more board presence and just a lot more protection. Like before you even normal summon the Teresia to resolve the effect, right? And like being able to get the Dragoon on board, right? So let's just say, okay, same thing, boom. Get your copy of Rebellion, discard, shuffle, get your Dragoon, right? Most of the time for me at least is gonna be a board of these two monsters right over here. Lubellion is gonna summon the Dragoon, and within any other deck that I want to play, okay, I'm locked into fusion monsters. Fusion summoning, alright, sure, like Teresia effect, okay, set domain. Domain is your is the main card you want to set because it fusion summons. And let's say, okay, it's your opponent's turn. If you're really worried about the Teresia being on board, pay half your life points. Fuse the Diplos from deck and Teresia from board to have your copy of Cantragina. Yep, Cantragina right over here. And then you can just use Cantragina effect again. Pay half again. Cantragina. Like most of the times, like you might just have just Kentrigina on board by itself, but with Dragoon on board as well, with both Kentriginas, it just seems really good to me. Like most of the time, like you want to have like cards like Skill Drain and anything like that, and obviously you're gonna have more board presence over here just by setting almost all in your entire hand and just having one card in hand as well. Like it just seems way too good not to play. And especially the fact that Dinomorphia cards want to be in graveyard too. Like Lubellion can just like discard this, the normal trap to ensure that you're not gonna get any burn damage, or just discard a counter trap to ensure that you're not gonna take any battle damage that can just end the game right there and then. So with the Lubellion, this card is actually pretty useful, especially the fact that you're playing multiple copies of all these trap cards too. So losing one is not bad at all. And even with like just having like Kentrigina within the later game, saying as if like Branded Fusion just didn't come up turn one, right? Branded Fusion, you just summon this, just discard anything else. Like you can discard like how you say this? You could discard a Brute with Lubellion, and then you could use Kentrigina effect to just banish this to pop a card and pop one of these. And then yeah, you just have so much board presence too. So like with this, it just like honestly with anything Branded Fusion can be used for, it just synergizes so well, as much as you probably just don't see it. Like I'm just realizing all of this stuff right now. Like wow, you can do all of this stuff. You can use Lubellion to discard a Dinomorphia trap that can protect you, or you use Kentrigina effect to banish it without waiting a turn to activate it during your opponent's turn. It just seems really crazy. I do love the Branded Fusion package a lot, and it just seems way too worth it not to play. One of the combos I'm actually going to be showing you is just getting the Buster Blader Fusion out on your turn, and the other one is just going to be summoning both boss monsters on your opponent's turn anyway. So for the first one over here, we have the Buster Whelp and we have the Branded Fusion. So let's continue on. So we activate Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion effect activates. You send the Light Hexia Fusion, which I actually mentioned before, and we're going to be sending Fallen Albaz. So these two cards are going to go into Albion, and then your Albion effect will activate to banish both the Albaz and the Light Hexia Fusion to go into your copy of the Buster Blader Fusion, the Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Now once the Buster Blader Fusion is out, this is your point where you're going to summon the Buster Whelp. The Buster Whelp's effect is going to activate in order to search your main trap card on prologue of the Destruction Swordsman, which summons out your Buster Dragon. So you set that, end your turn. Now during your opponent's turn, you activate the prologue. So usually for prologue, you would send the Buster Blader monster and the trap card, but since you already have the Buster Blader Fusion already, you don't need to do that. So you can send both the Buster Blader. You can either play this one or the Buster Blader the original. You're gonna send that and the Dragon Buster in order to go into your copy of the Buster Dragon. So now once that happens, you activate Buster Dragon effect. Quick effect, you can actually target one of your Buster Blader monsters, equip a monster from the graveyard, and just equip it. So now you have your Dragon Buster. So you're putting your opponent under a Buster Lock. If you don't know what the Buster Lock is, Buster Dragon makes all your opponent's monsters dragons, and Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, makes all dragon monsters your opponent controls goes to defense position and cannot activate their effects. And that's pretty terrifying by itself, but due to the fact that we have Dragon Buster now to ensure that your opponent is not going to go into anything extra deck related. This includes things like Super Poly, which we see a little bit within the format. Not too much, but you never know what can happen with this. So now this is one replay, and I'm going to show you the other one that I have for you. Alright, for this next hand over here, we actually have the same thing, Buster Whelp and Branded Fusion. But this time we have Light Hexia Fusion. Obviously the Light Hexia Fusion is here just as a discard, so let's show you where this combo actually goes. So let's say, okay, normal summon the Whelp instead of just activating the Branded Fusion this time. activate the whelp to search your prologue. Obvious, it's pretty generic right there. So now, at this point, now you would activate the Brand Fusion, effective Brand Fusion, send both the Dragon Buster and Fallen of Albaz in order to go for your Lubellion. Since Lubellion needs Fallen of Albaz and one Dark Monster, is actually pretty simple to summon. So now at this instance, you would activate the effect of Lubellion to discard a card, which is like Hexio Fusion, and then you summon from your hand, field, or face up banished. So now at this point, you shuffle back the Light Hexio Fusion, and you would shuffle back the Buster Whelp as well. Shuffle those back, and then you summon Dragoon. You use the Light Hexio Fusion to substitute as Dark Magician, and you're able to use a Dragon Effect monster, so the Buster Whelp fulfills that requirement just as much. So now you're at this instance right over here. You have Prologue. So now, as I mentioned before, end your turn. During your opponent's turn, you're gonna activate Prologue. And now this time, instead of sending the Buster Lock, since you already have the Dragon Buster, you just send the Buster Butter and then the trap card. So this is the cost right over here. So since you're paying cost, and now at this instance, you can chain block with the copy of Destruction Sword Memories to fusion summon. So now you're going to be fusion summoning first by banishing Fallen Albaz and your Buster Butter monster in order to go for Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. And now your Prologue is going to resolve to go for your Buster Dragon. So, and then at this instance, once again, you activate Buster Dragon to equip the Dragon Buster. Now your opponent literally has to deal with an Omni Negate, Buster Lock, and you can't go into the extra deck whatsoever. So literally, honestly, Buster Butter to me might be one of the best decks to abuse this engine with, since you could just do so much. And back then, like, Buster Butter was just so vulnerable to just like one thing, and now adding the Brand Fusion package, it just bumps up the power of this deck by a lot. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you had a great time watching this video and you learned a couple things. I'm still quite new to the branded stuff just in general, so if you know a little bit more about that or have any advice for me, let me know in the comments down below. And I have one more thing. I have a question for y'all. Hand traps or traps? Please let me know in the comments down below and why. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.